Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to another Modern Warfare 3 video. And guess what, boys? It's story time. So, around 2 weeks ago, I started noticing I was having issues with my Nintendo Switch. In particular, is with my GameCube controller. Every now and then, while I would be playing, I would get zero inputs coming through. Like, if I was playing Smash, or if I was even playing Mario Party, for some reason my controller would just not work. It was really frustrating because it wouldn't happen all the time, but it would happen frequently. Oh my god, Zephy's in my lobby. But it would happen frequently enough to the point where I was starting to get really annoyed and was considering getting a new controller or even possibly a new adapter. And it was really confusing. I couldn't figure out what the issue was. And then early last week, my controller just stopped working. Now mind you, Nintendo doesn't make GameCube controllers anymore. And so I was really hesitant to go and, oh, I forgot to mention, we're working on this MTZ today. The one trick camo for this. And I was really hesitant to start buying more equipment again because I still have to buy HD60X and I want to get a new microphone. I want to get the Shure. Why are you all over there? What is it? I can't remember the name, but it has a 7 in it. It's basically like the best microphone to make videos with or podcasts or whatever. And I really like the sound of it. I want to get one for myself. But it costs so much money. And I was at a complete loss for what I wanted to do because I assumed that the controller was fine and it was the adapter. And so I went ahead and ordered a new adapter and it came in a couple days ago and I was like, all right, sick. Well, I could finally play Smash again. Prior to me being able to play it now, I haven't been able to play it for a little less than 2 weeks, maybe 11 days. It's still a lot when you actively compete. What are these enemies doing? And when the package arrived from Amazon, I was super happy. I went to go plug it in, plug my controller in, finally play some Smash. And then the controller still doesn't work. So I'm like, okay, well, it's definitely the controller now. And I was super annoyed because the adapter was only 12 bucks. The adapter doesn't cost much. But the GameCube controllers are an arm and a leg. They're like at least 70. So I go on Amazon to see if they have any legitimate GameCube controllers to buy. Not no like third-party hardware. I wanted a real Nintendo GameCube controller. And for like a full day, Amazon had 0 legitimate Nintendo GameCube controllers on their website. And I was super annoyed because I actually missed more than one tournament because I didn't have a damn controller. I kind of feel like Professor at this point because he has to keep buying Wii remotes like all the time and he has to get them from Amazon or wherever he can get them from. So like I said, 2 days go by and I could finally buy a controller. It was $70. The GameCube controller arrives super early in the morning, at like 9 in the morning, which is very early for our male people to be delivering stuff. I plugged the controller and I'm like, finally, this is it. I can actually play some Smash. And the goddamn controller doesn't work. So now I'm just pissed. Because now I'm just gonna assume my Switch, like Nintendo Switch dock is completely broken. And then I'll have to spend even more money. How did none of those bullets just hit? Excuse me? So at this point, I've had enough. I go on the internet and I look up Nintendo Switch dock issues or like USB ports not working. Because at this point, I knew it couldn't have been the controller or the adapter because I now have two new I now have 2 Nintendo GameCube adapters and 2 Nintendo GameCube controllers. So I know the hardware I got in the mail is You done? You gonna play the game? Okay, he doesn't want to play the game. They're completely fine. They're new. They're completely operational. And the first thing that pops up on Google about possible Nintendo Switch dock issues is this very rare hardware issue you can get with the dock that has to deal with the power supply to the entire dock, including the console. So that includes the USB-C to power to the Switch, your HDMIs, the multiple USB cables for like GameCube controller adapters or what have you. And it literally shows a way to fix it. Basically what I had to do was I had to fully power off my Switch while it was in the dock. I had to take the Switch out the dock. I needed to unplug the power adapter from the Nintendo Switch dock. Oh, I'm so atrocious. I also need to unplug everything from the dock as well. I had to unplug everything. And then I had to plug everything back in and just leave it. And then I have to put the Switch into the dock and let it sit there because I didn't know this, but if a Switch is in a dock and you haven't personally turned it on, it will turn on by itself automatically, which I never knew because I'm so used to just hitting the button anytime I want to play something. And it says wait for the Switch to power on while it's inside of the dock, and I'm like, okay. And that was like completely foreign to me because I never knew that was a thing. It turned on after like 20 seconds. And the next step was to now plug in the adapter, then the controller, wait a few seconds, and then try to use it. And wouldn't you know, that fixed everything. I was so excited, but I was so pissed the hell off at the same time too. Because I spent all this money and all this time not playing Smash instead of looking up. Well, who would assume it was the dock? That honestly, now I think about it, it's not my fault that I didn't know it was the dock. I assume if something doesn't work, you replace it. And you know, I had that particular adapter and controller for a very long time. Never broke it, never dropped it, never slammed my controller. So I was just like at this point where I thought both controller and adapter were broken. But what are the odds that the dock can have an issue like that? That's crazy to me. And it's weird because the Nintendo Switch dock has 3 USB ports. 3! Now, a single one of them was working, and that's why I was so pissed off at the fact that nothing was working. And so for the last 2 days, I've been doing nothing but play Smash. Actually, that's a lie. I played a little bit of Battlefield. There's actually a new map on Battlefield, so on 2042. So if you guys want me to actually start making videos in there again, let me know. I kind of went in there and clapped. We're not playing meat. Fucking stop. But I definitely need to let you guys know what was up. I'm also really tired. I'm also on vacation. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, that's basically what's been going on. And this one-trick camo grind is excruciatingly boring. I'm just playing the game. Oh my god, I forgot to mention this. So I went and got a bunch, not this. I also went and got the remaining guns that needed to be maxed out on this game. I needed to max out Olger, Rival 9, and like 2 other guns. So I'm gonna go and get those Interstellar in a future video. I'll probably record that tomorrow, maybe even later on tonight, because it's currently 11:45 a.m. and I need to get this video out. So that's it. I'm gonna get off this game, edit this video, then find something to do with my life.